Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Nvidia stock. Retire early and wealthy with this one stock that continues to skyrocket over the long term. You look at this monthly chart, the only time this thing has dropped is COVID and then the financial crash over here of 2008. Other than that, we have had the stock drop on small little downtrends, but overall, every time this stock goes on a bull run, not only is the bull run an extended years and years long rally, as you can see here. Look at these rally after these bear markets. Look at this huge rally, huge rally, huge rally, huge rally, huge rally. I always tell people this. In a bear market, Nvidia, just buy it, accumulate it, and on the next cycle to the upside, you will see it run up again. And right now, I believe that Nvidia, for those of you who are keeping up with AI and all the technologies that are going to come with it, all the AI enabled technologies, you're going to see Nvidia continue to go higher in share price. It's already at 133 post stock split. Technically, it would be at 1,330 right now if it had not stock split. But that out of the way, if you're not buying up this stock and accumulating it for a long term 10, 20 years, possibly within a couple of years, we could see this at $1,000, $2,000 yet again because it happened pretty fast. This thing hit a low way back in 2022 in October. It hit a low of $120 and it ran to 1,000 plus. And that, my friends, is why I am telling you, if you want to 10x your money, buy Nvidia, hold it for a couple years, maybe even have a separate account where you buy a bunch of shares and swing trade those for some profits as well, for some short-term profits, just to take something off the table and go buy yourself a nice steak dinner. I'm going to continue to pound the table on this one. I think this one is going to retire a lot of people who are willing to be patient, who are willing to buy and sit on it for years to come. One underappreciated reason why Nvidia stock is a table pounding buy. In most recent years, Nvidia has emerged as a dominant force in the world of AI, artificial intelligence. As AI continues to advance at an unprecedented pace, it has the potential to disrupt virtually every industry and transform the global economy. That is already happening, but it's still in its infancy. By buying Nvidia right now, you are betting on AI being ubiquitous, kind of like the phone. The phone, when it first came out, not many people had one. Then the little flip phones came out and everyone had one, but still wasn't that great, right? It didn't have access to much. You couldn't do much with it compared to the phone that you probably hold in your hand right now while you're watching this video. It can do so much. It's with you all the time. And that's what AI is going to be in the future. Everyone's going to have it. It's going to be with you all the time. You won't be able to do without it. Kind of like the internet. You just won't be able to. It's going to be able to do so much more than a Google search engine. Because a Google search engine, you have to go in and you have to type to ask the question. With an AI, you'll just be able to look at your phone, ask it the question, it gives you the answer. It'll be able to do things for you without you having to even touch your phone. You might not even have to touch your phone in the future. Think about that for a second. You'll just communicate verbally with it, and it'll get whatever job you want it to get done, it'll get it done. Because ultimately, if you look at generative AI, you type in a prompt and it spits out whatever you typed in the prompt, right? Maybe it doesn't do a good job right now, again, because it's still in its infancy, but that will be the future where you're just going to communicate with the AI It takes those words, executes, comes out with the output, and that is what the future is headed towards. That is what I believe. I don't know if you guys use ChatGPT, but I use it quite a bit. I don't think I'm logged in. I'm not gonna log in right now, but there are going to be some issues here, like privacy is going to be one because there's going to be robots everywhere. And I know some of you are looking at me like I'm crazy. No, there will be robots everywhere in the future. That is the future we're headed towards. There's going to be AI robots all over the place. You're going to look left, there's going to be an AI robot over there, over there, over there. If you look around you right now, there aren't that many robots around. Again, we're still in the infancy stage. And this is going to be just as disruptive as the internet. It's just as disruptive as technology in general was. And it was not too long ago. This was literally 20 plus years ago when technology came into people's lives, especially the millennials, because I'm a millennial. So I know what it's like to grow up not having an iPad at 2 years old. And then suddenly at 16, 15, holy crap, there's just all this technology, all this internet, and there's this thing called YouTube, and there's just so much opportunity with the internet. You can do so much with it, so much just right on your phone. That happened not too long ago. And now we're in the best position possible to buy something before it becomes before it gets that widespread adoption is really what I'm trying to say. Now I'm looking at some articles here. There's one article that caught my attention. Where is it? Nvda announces Omniverse microservices to supercharge physical AI. Physical AI. A set of microservices that enable physically accurate sensor simulation to accelerate the development of fully autonomous machines of every kind. What was I just telling you? Right now, you look around, there's not that many humanoids or autonomous vehicles or whatever you want, mobile robots, smart spaces, whatever you want to call them. But that is where we're headed. A lot of companies right now, they're working around the clock to make their own. It's really a race to see who can make that one humanoid robot, that one device, that one product that gets widespread adoption because it's going to make a lot of money, especially if it's good. You don't want to create. Well, you probably don't want to buy the first generation of a robot, right? Because if you think about the first generation of a PlayStation, the very first PlayStation, the graphics weren't that great. It was kind of clunky, right? But now you look at the PS5 and you're like, hey, the graphics are they're almost a little too real. Have you seen the graphics? Like, oh man, it's almost the facial expressions and everything. It's almost a little too real, right? It's almost not even. So it's almost actually better than real life sometimes if they put in. Yeah, if the developers put in the effort, the animators more than anything. But like I was saying, developing safe and reliable autonomous machines powered by generative AI requires training and testing physically based virtual worlds. And this is going to enable developers to easily build large scale digital twins of factories, cities, and even Earth, helping accelerate the next wave of AI. So, my friends, what I'm telling you is right now is the best time to be buying AI stocks. But if you want the safest bet possible, stick with Nvidia because you cannot argue with the earnings, you cannot argue with the results of the chart, which over the long term just continues to go higher and higher. So position yourself right now while it's still under $200. And that is it for the video, guys. I think a lot of you will build a lot of wealth with this, but it does require patience. It does not require timing, nor do you have to be a genius. Honestly, look, you could have bought the top every single time. Every single time you could have bought the top, and guess what? Even after that huge bear market, that 2008 financial crash, guess what? 20 years later, you could have made over 10,000% return. So if you got 10 or 20 years ahead of you, this is the stock for you. If you have patience, this is going to be a winner. You're going to look back at yourself. You're going to look back at yourself 10, 20 years from now. You're going to be like, wow, All I had to do was put money in and sit back and relax. Meanwhile, there's people, crying about GME and holding bags on stocks and crying about how the company and the shorts are screwing them. Oh no, the market makers, it's their fault. The company stole my money. You don't have to deal with any of that. You just buy it, sit on it. 20 years later, 10 years later, you're wealthier than all those people trying to build their wealth through trading or just gambling is what most of them try to do. Anyways, that is it for the video. The market rewards people with patience. Be patient, be disciplined, and I'll see you guys in the